Hello, hello, hello. Welcome again into Strategies for Living. I'm marriage and family therapist David McMillan here on 1017 FM and 710 Keel, along with, there she is, sparkling like a little Chessy cat. Is that, I put those, no, you, look, okay, take finger, put on button.
Well, Ruben usually does that for me.
Yeah, well, Ruben enables you. And Ruben enables you.
I will do no such thing.
Yeah.
Well, regardless of the fact, I am still sparkly.
You are still sparkly, and you've heard our. Ruben will not let us call you the ace of the airways.
He put his foot down?
Yeah, he said we had to refer to you as Goose.
Top Gun?
Yeah, Top Gun Goose. You're his wingman, right?
Oh, so he gets to be Maverick.
And we'll talk about him because he's not here. Yes, in Ruben's mind, he's Maverick, the ace of the airways.
He's a legend in his own mind.
There you go. Welcome, Travis Stewart, who is filling in for Ruben as our producer. Glad to have you.
Oh, I'm glad to be here.
And you got through our negativity yesterday somehow, some way.
Somehow.
Yeah, I'm glad you're here today. Let me ask you something, Travis, and you something, Carla. Why do you wake up in the morning? Are you one of those people that you're up and hey, meet the new day? Or are you where are you?
I'm somewhere in the middle.
Are you?
I think, yeah. I have to hit the snooze a couple times.
Yeah.
But then once I'm able to remove myself from the bed and make some coffee, I can begrudgingly get on with the day.
So, the key word begrudgingly get on with the day. But you got to have that coffee.
Yeah.
Okay, Miss Sparkley, how about you?
I'm a slow starter,
Yeah.
but once I get my engine going, I'm good. I'm not a grumpy waker up, but I'm just a slow waker up.
Slow waker up. Okay.
But I'm pleasant.
Okay, so we can stand you in the
You
morning.
can stand me. My hair may be crazy. I have crazy hair.
Well, we've seen that. We've seen that on the Facebook feed some evening. Yeah, I know it's terrible, but it's not me. I'm just reading the comments. I mean, it's not me. We're going to talk this evening on strategies about some morning rituals that can help you perhaps get into the day. Because the morning is, no matter how you wake up, no matter if you're like you, Miss Sparkley, or like Goose over there, and has to get into the day. I tend to, boom. If I'm awake, let's go.
Yeah.
Now I do like my coffee, but I don't have to have my coffee. It's kind of a strange thing.
You just like a Pop-Tart? You just whoop, ready to go?
I guess so. Make me cinnamon or blueberry, would you?
Ooh, blueberry.
Folks, thank you for tuning in to Strategies for Living. We are presented by CADA, the Council on Alcoholism and Drug Abuse of Northwest Louisiana, been helping individuals and families for 60 years. We are also brought to you by Jerry Anderson State Farm Insurance. We're brought to you by Learning RX, by Highland Place Rehab and Nursing Center, by Jacob's Well Inspirational Books and Gifts, and by Resilient House. We're going to talk about some rituals to help you and I get the day going. That's our focus here on Strategies for Living. Come back and join us. back. Welcome back into Strategies for Living, 1017 FM, 710 KEEL, PLPC Carla McCormick, marriage and family therapist David McMillan, talking about morning rituals that help you start the day. And do you have one that just, works for you?
I really don't. I've always wanted to be. I've wanted to want to be one of those people who pops up and goes for a run or does something early in the morning.
Oh, yeah. I want to be one of those people, too, but I'm not one of those people.
I know. I just not. And so somewhere along the line, I decided that it wasn't a character flaw, and I just had to accept myself.
Matter of fact, when you walked into the building, I was talking to my friend Dr. Sewell, and he was, reviewing, how you doing? And I said, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. He said, how you doing with your exercise?
No.
And I said, I've and this. He said, I just gotta do something with my exercise if it's just walking.
Yeah.
And he said, well, now wait a minute, time out. He said, don't put just in front of walking. He said, walking is the greatest exercise ever. You don't need any special equipment. He said, it gets you going, and it needs to be part of our routine, morning and evening. And he's right. He's absolutely right.
Well, I've been getting up and walking a few mornings a week, but I have a friend who is like, she'll get up at 4:30 in the morning and go.
I hate her already.
Yeah, and go and run 8 miles at 5 o'clock. By the time I'm just showered and have my deodorant on. Has spent the full day, and I've always thought, oh, that sounds so good, but
yeah,
I guess maybe my biological clock or my want to is not good enough or something, but.
Well, we'll get to that. Let's you and I then not feel too guilty.
Okay, we can. Let's give ourselves permission.
We'll give ourselves permission. Yeah.
Okay, it's not a character flaw.
Here's one that actually you can do in less than 3 minutes. That some of the experts say can make a real difference in your day, and I doubt if you will guess it. I doubt if you'll guess what this is, but it's takes you less than 3 minutes. But I can tell you this, true confessions here. More often than not, I don't do it. Well, your mama would be proud of you. That's a clue.
I know you brush your teeth.
Yeah,
so
I do
it's
that.
not that.
It's not that. Make your bed.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You don't make your bed?
No, not. I mean, sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
I grew up in a make your bed kind of family.
Yeah. They ask 100 interviewers. You brought in an article. I think it's actually from Inc. magazine, and it was authored by Tim Ferriss, one of Fast Company's most innovative business people, and early stage tech investor advisor in Uber, Facebook, Twitter, Shopify. Boy, he made some bucks, didn't he?
Smart guy.
Yeah, smart guy. So this smart guy says, asking 100-plus interviewees about morning routines, I've tested a lot. I've figured out what works. And the number one thing was make your bed. You can do it in less than 3 minutes. 2011 in Toronto, he says, I chanced upon a former monk named Denda Penny at an event called Mastermind Talks. I was going through a very scattered period of my life, and I felt like my energy was traveling a millimeter outward in a million directions. For grounding, he convinced me to start making my bed. If a monk with 3 dots on his forehead is too much for you, I would say first, open your mind. Second, I would quote legendary Naval Admiral William McRaven, who was commanded at every level within the Special Operations community, including acting as head of Joint Special Operations Command during the Osama bin Laden raid. From his University of Texas at Austin commencement speech, here he goes, quote, If you make your bed every morning, you will have accomplished the first task of the day. It will give you a small sense of pride, and it will encourage you to do another task and another and another. By the end of that day, that one task completed will have turned into many tasks completed. Making your bed will also reinforce the fact that little things in life matter, unquote. So, wow. That seems pretty simple. Less than 3 minutes. Make your bed, Carla.
I do make my bed.
Well, come make mine.
I do. And I don't know if I make it because I get a sense of accomplishment or it's a sense of habit or, I like to come home to order.
Okay.
My days are kind of chaotic.
Okay, now the author says that and I see when I do make the bed, I do make the bed some mornings. I do confess to that. I just don't do it every morning. But he does it the same way I do. He says that he makes his bed the sweep it under the rug approach.
You just like pull the covers over everything.
But the goal is visual tidiness.
Yes.
I mean, and not Four Seasons. He doesn't tuck the sheet, and I don't either. I mean, tuck the sheets in and have a large blanket or duvet or no. But it's just make it look, and that really does take about a minute, maybe a minute and a half, depending on what Sookie has done during the evening.
Sweet Sookie girl.
Sweet little Sookie girl. But, sometimes she will bury herself and she's just right next to me all night. And then some nights she's, all over the place. So who knows? So, that's, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. Life is also unpredictable. There are many unexpected problems that are going to pop up. And the author says he's found that two things help me sail choppy water during the day. Both are done in the morning. A, read a few pages of Stoicism, something like Marcus Aurelius's Meditations. And B, control at least the few things that you can. And so we can control making our bed.
Making our bed. And then the other one was what? Meditate?
Meditate, yeah. Number 2, and this takes 10 to 20 minutes.
Okay.
But number 2 is to meditate. At least 80% of all guests profiled in this author's book, Tools of Titans, have daily mindfulness practice. Some practice in mindfulness of some kind. Sometimes I will do happy body mobility exercise from Jerzy Gregoric, introduced to me by naval. This guy knows some folks that have bad last names. Not bad last names, hard last names.
Difficult.
Ravikant, is that it? In place of meditation. When I'm done, I walk into the kitchen and I flip a switch to near boil water, about 85% of the full dial, using a cheap Ediago Utility electric kettle. And this is for tea, and we're going to talk about tea later.
So he makes his bed.
Yep.
Then he does his meditation.
Yep.
And when he's finished his meditation, he starts boiling the water for his tea.
Yep.
Got it. Okay.
Yep.
I'm with him so far.
Yeah.
Nothing too hard. I can handle it.
So now less than 3 minutes to make the bed, 10 to 20 minutes to meditate, and then making your tea. I like this.
I know. Meditate could be pray. It could be
it could
journal.
Be centering prayer,
anything,
journal. Yep.
Anything to focus your mind.
Yeah. I think it can make a difference. It can truly make a difference.
You're setting your intention for the day.
Yeah. And back to my friend Dr. Sewell, you could combine. You could make your bed, and then you could go walking and do a walking meditation.
I love that.
Yeah, isn't that great?
He's also retired.
Well, he's not. No, he works a full day.
Does he?
He works harder. He could work circles around you and I.
Hush your mouth.
Yeah. He was just leaving the office when I talked to him. What time? That was just a few minutes
6
ago.
o'clock on 6:30.
Well, almost
Friday.
7 o'clock. 6:45. He's driving home from on a Friday. He's at the office till 6:45.
Hope he's listening. Hello, Dr. Sewell.
Yeah, I don't think that's retired.
No, you're right. I misspoke.
Yeah. Well, anyway, we're talking about morning rituals that will help you win the day. Here on Strategies Today, we're going to unpack some more.
I like these
from this author, and I've got a few others up my sleeve.
Don't you always?
Oh, what can I say? We'll be back. More Strategies for Living with Carla and David to come. Stay here. Welcome back. Welcome back into Strategies for Living. 101.7 FM and 710 KEEL. PLPC Carla McCormick, marriage and family therapist David McMillan. Okay, we got the smartest listeners in the world. Okay, so we have some objections to the making the bed.
Oh, do we?
Yeah, we do. And so here's another, you can always, there's an article from the Huffington Post. It says that if you got in trouble for not making your bed as a kid, your parents may have some apologizing to do because according to new reports, you shouldn't be making your bed every morning. The habit may be bad for your health. Here's how the theory goes. If you immediately make your bed with the sunrise, the tight sheets will trap millions of dust mites that live on your bed, feeding off your dead skin cells and sweat, and potentially contributing to asthma and allergy problems. So an unmade and unopened bed, however, exposes the creatures to fresh air and light and will dehydrate and kill them off.
Okay, wait, I have a solution.
Okay.
Wash your sheets.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I try. I mean, I try to keep up with that stuff.
So make your bed and wash your sheets, and you won't have bed bugs, guys. Don't listen to them.
she's such a downer. She's such a woman.
I know. When you were talking, I felt really good about myself.
Yeah, and then Carla just
Did you not learn anything yesterday about how to not let my negativity get on you?
What I learned yesterday, I think, was if I'm mean to Ruben, he'll recommend me for a job.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
That is how it worked, isn't it?
Welcome back into Strategies for Living, folks. We're talking about morning rituals that help you win the day. So we've been talking about making your bed, even though some of our listeners do object to that and have waded in with research that goes opposite, but
Research from the Huffington Post. Okay.
okay. Another thing is, and this takes less than 1 minute, do 5 to 10 reps of something.
Reps. You
Yeah.
mean like sit-ups or push-ups or what kind of reps?
The author says he started doing this after numerous exchanges with the 4:45 a.m. rising Jocko Willink. He trains before most people wake, and
That's like my friend.
and I train when most people are getting ready for bed. The 5 to 10 reps here are not a workout. They're intended to state prime and wake me up. Getting into my body, even for 30 seconds, has a dramatic effect on my mood and quiets mental chatter. My preferred exercise is push-ups with RTO, ring turn out. I don't know what that means. As it nicely lights up the nervous system. I'll often take 30 to 60 seconds pure cold shower after this, a la Tony Robbins.
Oh.
So 5
No,
to 10.
I'm not doing I'll do 10 push-ups, but I am not doing a cold shower. No
You're
way,
not
no
doing
how.
the cold shower. No,
Ain't a
I'm
hand
not
that.
either. And I don't know if Tony Robbins is a sick man. So
And you can quote David on
and
that.
you can quote me on that. But I like the idea of
Getting your blood flowing
Yeah.
and getting things going. I can see that. That
and
makes
that
sense to me.
It makes complete sense. Makes total sense.
So far, I'm making my bed. I'm going to meditate for
And you're
10
gonna-
minutes,
and
and
you're
then I'm
gonna
going to do 10 push-ups.
You're
I
gonna
got
do-
it. I'm
yeah,
good.
well, or 10 jumping jacks or 5, but it's more, you're not exercising, this is getting
just
into
waking
your
up.
body.
Oh,
You're
gotcha.
getting the body started.
I'm going to
know,
wake up, buddy.
What's the get your motor moving, get on the highway. You don't want me to do the rest of
No,
it, do you? No, okay.
Hit the button when he starts again.
Okay, so number 4, this author says, is prepare titanium tea.
Say what?
Well, he says the name was a joke, but it stuck. It's less than 3 minutes. He says he prepares loose leaf tea in a rishi glass teapot, but you could use a French press. And the combo is excellent for cognition and fat loss. And he says, I use about 1 flat teaspoon of each. So pure aged black tea, Dragonwell green tea or some other green tea, and turmeric and ginger shavings, often also Rishi brand.
Okay, so he's making this tea out of black tea and green tea and turmeric
And ginger
and ginger.
shavings.
Okay.
And I'm just guessing this, but I would guess that you can find that Rishi brand at Whole Foods.
Probably.
That would be if I was starting a quest
For tea.
I would probably and wanted to get a press or whatever. I'd probably either go Amazon or if I wanted to shop here in town, Whole Foods.
We've heard a lot of our other wellness people talk about the benefits of drinking tea. So,
Yeah.
you know, if you hear it once or twice or 3 times or 4 times, there might be something to it.
Yeah, I don't know, but tomorrow morning, Jason Maggio's show, all the way health show here on KEEL. Maybe we could consult him and see what he has to say about tea, because he knows he's really up on. I don't know if you've ever listened to his show.
I have not. We need to have him on the show.
Yeah, we do need to have him on the program. But he can just. I don't know if I've never watched him do the show, but I have in my mind that he just goes off the cuff. He doesn't have a whole lot of notes. He just knows this
He just
stuff.
knows all that
Yeah,
stuff. I want to
yeah.
be one of those people.
Yeah, I do too. But anyway, his show is tomorrow morning on KEEL. Do you know that 8 o'clock, I think. I think he's in the 8 o'clock slot.
I believe so. I can
yeah.
look it up, though.
Yeah, if you would look it up, and we'll, because I know Gary Calligas is also on with the Best of Times. Gary follows him, I think, at 9. I think I've got that right. But anyway, if you'll look it up before the end of the show, we'll make sure. 8 o'clock. Okay. So take that recipe, and he's named it Pure Titanium Tea. So it's the Pure aged black tea, Dragonwell green tea or some other green tea, turmeric and ginger shavings, and add hot water to the mixture. Let it steep, Carla, for 1 to 2 minutes.
Okay.
Some tea purist will get very, very upset, he says, with him, and say, damn it, Ferris, you should really do your homework, because the steeping temperatures for those teas are all different, and the first steeping should be 15 seconds. And he says, this is all true, and I can do the fancy stuff, but when I'm groggy in the morning, I just don't care. I like my uppers simple. So explore the complexities of tea on the weekends. Roughly 185 degrees Fahrenheit is fine. And then separately add one of the following to your drinking mug. Either 1 to 2 tablespoons of coconut oil. And that's, I know Jason, Dr. Maggio talks about coconut oil a lot. So 1 to 2 tablespoons of coconut oil, which is about 60 to 70% medium chain triglycerides by weight, or 1 scoop of Quest MCT oil powder, which will give the tea a creamy consistency. Pour your tea into your mug, stir to mix, and enjoy. In my case, I grab my tea, a glass of cold water, and then take a seat at my comfy Acacia wood kitchen table for the next step. You want to know what the next step is?
He's sitting at the table. Is he going to eat breakfast?
No, he's going to do his morning pages.
And he's journaling.
It's a 5-minute journal. It's not exactly traditional journaling.
Okay.
This, I learned about this many years ago. I interviewed, I'll think of her name in a moment, but she's the author of maybe you can Google this, The Artist Way. Julia Cameron just came to me. So Julia Cameron, prolific writer, and she teaches a lot of writing. And she does this for writers, and I'll tell you the rest of the story here in a minute. But she is a believer. She says, wake up every day, and before you do anything else, get yourself a cup of coffee, or in the author's case here, a glass of, a cup of tea, and do your morning pages. Just sit down and write for 5 minutes. She says 4 to 5 pages is what Julia Cameron says. And so basically it's just, write out. Just start writing. Stream of consciousness is what Julia Cameron says. The last time I interviewed her, she had put a book out called The Writer's Diet. And here was the strange thing. She told the story because she works with clients over a period of time and helps them in creative writing. And all of her students have to do what she calls the morning pages. And so because she has them, I don't remember now, it may have been a 6-month period of time, but because she has them, some of her students, over a long period of time, what she's noticed is that a pretty healthy percentage of the people that are in her classes lose weight. And so what she determined was, and what they determined together, was it was these morning pages. That by getting up in the morning and going whoop onto the page, that, you were taking that stuff, some of that stuff that we all hold inside, and bringing it outside. Isn't that
interesting.
Great? Yeah.
That's super. If you told me that the people were less depressed or they were happier, I would understand that. But that they lost weight, that's interesting.
So our author says that he uses 2 types of journaling, and he alternates between them. The morning pages, which he doesn't credit Julia Cameron, but that's where it comes from. And the other one he calls 5MJ, the 5-minute journal. The former I use primarily for getting unstuck or problem solving. What should I do? The latter I use for prioritizing and gratitude. How should I focus and execute? And so he covers the morning pages extensively in Tools of Titans. He goes in the article and describes the 5-minute journal. So in 5MJ is simplicity, total simplicity, hits a lot of birds with one stone. 5 minutes in the morning, answering a few prompts, and then 5 minutes in the evening doing the same thing. So in the morning, I'm grateful for 1, 2, 3. What would make today great? 1, 2, 3. Daily affirmations. I am 1, 2, 3.
Oh, that's,
Isn't that great?
Yeah, that's easy peasy. That's what we do with our clients' gratitude journal. That's nothing new.
Yeah. At night, 3 amazing things that happened today. 1, 2, 3. And then this is similar to Peter Diamond's 3 wins practice. How could I have made today better?
Oh, I like that question.
1, 2, 3. Isn't that great?
How could I have made today better?
How could I have made today better? But I absolutely love Julia Cameron's idea of morning pages. I think she's on to something. And so if you want to look up Julia Cameron, The Artist Way is her seminal book. I mean, she's written prolifically, but The Artist Way is a great book. Also, The Writer's Diet, and she describes in detail the practice of morning pages in The Writer's Diet.
Okay, so I'm gonna wake up. I'm gonna make my bed.
Well, or not, depends on how germophobic you are.
I'm going to.
You're going
What's
to
next?
you're going to do your reps. You're going
I'm
to
gonna do my 10 reps.
What 5 to 10 reps of something to get your body going.
No, wait. I'm gonna meditate. I'm gonna wake
Yeah,
up.
you can meditate.
I'm gonna
that's right.
meditate.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do my reps. I'm gonna drink my titanium tea, which
Yep.
is basically black and green tea with coconut oil.
Yep.
And I'm going to do my morning pages.
There you go.
How long is that going to take me?
Well, let's see.
10.
Add up the less than 3 minutes on the bed, less than 3 minutes, or 10 to 20 minutes for meditate. So we're up to 23 minutes. 5 to 10 reps, less than 3 minutes. We're up to 26. Titanium tea, less than 3 minutes. We're up to 29. So 30 minutes, and then another 5 to 10 minutes. So 35, 40 minutes. That's all it's going to cost you.
All right.
Can you do that?
I'm going to try.
All right. Morning rituals that help you win the day. We're going to come back and we'll add some more to this because we have some other ideas. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. So strategies for living. We're getting your morning going. Getting your morning going in the evening.
I'm working on getting my mojo going.
Getting your mojo going. How good is that? We'll be back. welcome back. Welcome back into 101.7 FM and 710 Keel. Welcome back into Strategies for Living, PLPC Carla McCormick and marriage and family therapist David McMillan. And we're talking about morning rituals that help you win the day. All right, you found the article from Inc. I found another article from Forbes. And this guy is the founder and CEO of O2E Brands. And that's the banner company. You've seen those trucks all around, 1-800-GOT-JUNK?
Yes.
This guy is the guy that...
He's the gut junk guy?
He's the junk guy, yeah. And the guy's name is Brian Scudamore. And he also, in Forbes, talks about some rituals that he does. I like this one. Set your alarm with precision. So why have a super precise wake-up time? He says there's something psychological about being specific that tells your brain to pay attention. Same reason that you know, in his company they do something called the morning huddle at 10:55 each morning. I used to set my alarm for around 6 a.m., changing the wake-up call by a few minutes forward or back every day and hitting snooze a lot. And he says, now I don't compromise. It's set for 5:55, and the specific routine is ingrained in my psyche, forcing me out of bed on time. So the precise time tells your brain, okay, time to get up.
And then his routine starts. So the common denominator is the routine.
I think so. Yeah, I think so. This guy says he writes down one daily intention. Now, I like this. You know, one daily intention. Head straight from the bed to the coffee maker. While the espresso is brewing, I take a moment. I set my intention for the day. Writing down your goals makes you significantly more likely to achieve them. And I firmly believe that's what gets measured, that what gets measured gets done. When I log an intention, I have successful, happy days. On the days I don't, it's harder to focus. You know, Carla, I got to totally agree with him. For many years, this is 100 years ago, when I was working at this very radio station, back in the days that it was owned by Multimedia Broadcasting. I was first in sales, then I was the sales manager, then the general sales manager, and then left this station, KEEL, and went and started KVKI radio with 4 other guys, and functioned as the general sales manager over there. And you know, I proved it to myself. I would preach it and preach it and preach it to all of my salespeople. When I was so much more productive when I planned my day. And, you know, I would even push back at myself on this. I got pushback. Well, David, you know, we can't overplan our day because we won't get all of it done. You know, it doesn't matter. I found that I was more productive when I had goals for the morning, goals for the evening in terms of what I wanted to accomplish, what meetings I had, who I wanted to go see, who I wanted to check in with. And do you know when that was particularly important to me?
When was that?
Monday morning. So
the start of the week.
Yeah, to be able to do that on Sunday evening or to have done it late Friday afternoon for the following Monday, it made all the difference in the world, you know, as far as I'm concerned.
When I catch myself worrying, you know, if I write down and make a list of what do I have to do tomorrow, what do I have to do this week, then it's like kind of it's written down and I can let it go, and I don't feel like I have to worry about it. Yeah. What did my mother used to say? If you want something done, give it to a busy person.
There you go.
Because busy people know how to get things done. So I think that's the common denominator here.
This guy says he uses his iPhone notepad to jot down one goal, just one, to accomplish in the next 24 hours. These intentions are always simple. They're always attainable. For example, today it was hit the gym. Other times it might have to do with how I eat. Though these are related to personal health, taking care of myself ultimately means taking care of my business.
See, my intentions, that's funny. His intentions are about his personal health. My intentions are usually remember to smile today. Remember to look people in the eye. Remember to
Those are great too.
look at people with patience or
Yeah.
have kindness.
Kindness and compassion.
Those
yeah,
are kind of the and I guess that has a lot to do with the kind of work I do.
probably.
But I mean, so those are kind of my intentions for the day.
He says, give yourself a power hour.
Is that a nap?
This is arguably the most important part, he says, of my morning ritual. He says, my kids wake up around 7 a.m., so 6 to 7 is a precious chunk of time for this guy. It might mean perfecting my French. One of my 101 life goals is to teach business class en français, getting a quick workout, or doing some reading. The one thing I never do during my power hour, check my email. We've all been guilty of this, but I used to reach for my phone and open my inbox first thing in the morning. I found opening my email so early in the day let other people dictate my priorities, making me reactive instead of proactive, or I would say creative. Yeah. So, give yourself a power hour, but avoid the checking your emails during that power hour.
So I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to integrate these two. I think I'm going to make my bed.
Yep.
I'm going to meditate.
Yep.
I'm going to do 5 reps of something.
Yep.
I'm going to drink my titanium tea. I'm really going to try to make it, folks. I posted the recipe on Facebook.
Oh, good.
And then I'm going to do my morning pages. And then I'm going to go for my morning walk. And then I'm going to exercise. So that's about an hour.
There
right?
you go. Yeah, yeah. An hour a day to give to yourself.
I think I can do this. I'm going to try. I'll keep you guys posted on how it goes.
He says he also finds a way to fuel his body properly. Plenty can happen during your 9 to 5 that gets a healthy diet off track. So I find being intentional about that first meal of the day means I'm much more successful in maintaining good habits. Right now, he says, I'm using a local meal delivery company. So it makes it extra easy for him to eat well. They let me choose between different meal options to optimize my energy throughout the day. So,
Well, you guys may be like me. We may slap some something on a piece of toast, some peanut butter on a piece of toast, and hit the carb. But I mean, we can all start somewhere, right?
Yeah, you got to start somewhere. We're talking about morning rituals today that help you win the day. And
titanium tea.
Titanium tea. I like the sound of that.
It does. It makes me feel like Wonder Woman.
We'll be back. back. Welcome back into Strategies for Living. PLPC Carla McCormick, marriage and family therapist David McMillan, and we're talking about morning rituals that can help you win the day. We've had some good ones.
I like these. This is something I've been working on anyway, getting up and getting some exercise, some morning exercise. So I'm going to try to incorporate this in.
Want a couple more?
Yeah.
So choose your commute efficiently, according to our author, the CEO of O2E Brands, Mr. Brian Scudamore. He says, choose your commute efficiently. This has, in the past, this wasn't a big deal because you could get from one end of our city to another usually within 10, 12 minutes. But that's changing.
Yes.
I mean, people are commuting further and further. If you live in North Bossier and you work in South Shreveport, you've got to commute.
Yes.
Yeah, you've got to commute. So, so this guy says he's made the conscious choice. He says some entrepreneurs may want to or have to pull a 12-hour days, but he's made the conscious choice to prioritize balance and make more time for his physical health and his family. While I typically don't get in the office until 8:30 or 9, I found that my 20-minute drive can be utilized to get work done. My assistant schedules interviews or conference calls for him when she knows he's driving and available hands-free, so I can be productive en route. Checking some things off while in transit means I'm able to cut down on actual time at the office, and it also results in more creative thinking because I'm mobile and in a different headspace. I think that's a great idea.
I'm more of the listen to podcasts, educational NPRs, doing something that, using that time to
learn.
Yeah.
Yeah. And last but not least, he says get a good night's sleep. Real secret to a productive morning is the night before. Generally in bed around 10, but before drifting off, list 10 things that I'm grateful for, especially when I've had a bad day or something's gone wrong. Powerful reminder of the progress I've made with my family or my fitness or my business. Ending my night on a positive note means that at 5:55 when the alarm goes off for him, he's ready to start his day on the right foot. Pretty good stuff, huh?
It's really good stuff.
Between our
do.
guys, yeah. And so, you don't have to do every single one of these, obviously, but, cafeteria line. Pick and choose the one or two that might make a difference for you. So, good stuff, Carla.
Yeah.
Travis Stewart, you've done a great job today,
Well, thank you very much.
And why don't we come back and we'll do it again on Monday?
Yeah, I guess we could do that.
Okay, we'll do that. Folks, thank you for tuning into Strategies for Living. We have been brought to you today, as we are every day, by CADA, the Council on Alcoholism and Drug Abuse of Northwest Louisiana. And they've been helping individuals and families now for 60 years. And don't forget, they've got a lot of treatment options available. So check them out online at CADA.NWLA.org. Also brought to you by Jerry Anderson State Farm Insurance, by Learning RX, by Highland Place Rehab and Nursing Center, by Jacob's Well Inspirational Books and Gifts, and by Resilient House. If today were the last day of your life, you only had one more phone call that you could make, who is it that you'd call? What is it that you would say? And why are you waiting? Make the call. For Travis Stewart and for PLPC Carla McCormick, I'm marriage and family therapist David McMillan. See you next time here on Strategies for Living.